Do you want to buy a tent? This video will help you find the best tent for camping. Hey everyone, if you're looking for a tent to buy and you're not really sure where to start, hopefully this video will help guide you through that process. I feel like this is where a lot of my adventures began, was just looking for a tent. You know, walking through the store, and I knew a tent was the start of a lot of adventure. Okay, first consider the use. Will you be using this tent for car camping, or will you be using it for backpacking? It's an important factor to consider before buying any tent. Okay, next you'll need to consider the size or the sleeping capacity of the tent. This is usually in the tent name, and it's usually measured by how many people can sleep in the tent. It doesn't take into account other things that you need to consider. Some things that you'll want to consider is how many people will be sleeping in the tent, how much gear you'll have with you, will you have pets with you, will you have kids with you? You'll need to take this all into account for the size and scale up accordingly. If you have 2 people sleeping in the tent, you'll probably want to size around 3 or 4 person tent. At least 1 person bigger than what you need is usually a good measure even for backpacking tents. Do you want a cabin or dome tent? These are the 2 most common types of tents, and the cabin tent is a little more difficult to set up, but great once you're in it. More standing room, more ceiling space, things like that, which if you're really tall, if you're going to be spending a lot of time inside of the tent, this may be a good option for you. I've always been fine with dome tents. Usually I'm just in the tent for sleeping, and the dome has worked out just fine for me, and it's a lot easier to set up. Okay, let's talk about weight. Do you need something very light for backpacking, or can you get away with something heavier? If you have your car with you, you can get away with almost any weight. Now, if you're backpacking, you'll probably want something a lot lighter. For thru hiking, you might even want a non-freestanding tent with guidelines. Okay, the next important consideration is seasonality. Let's start with a 2-season. If you're just car camping in a warmer climate, then just the 2-season tent is fine. You also want to consider good airflow, and this is also great protection from bugs. Okay, now the 3-season tent. This is great for more challenging climates where you might have rain or snow. You also want to make sure that you have a bomber fly just to protect you from the rain, and maybe a nice vestibule. I call this a porch. It's basically a little area outside of your tent, and it's great for protecting your gear from getting wet. Okay, the 3 to 4 season tent is great for even more challenging environments. They're a little bit warmer and have sturdier poles. This is great from high elevation locations where you might have a lot of wind, and they're a lot sturdier and just slightly warmer. Okay, the 4-season tent offers the most protection, and you only really need this in high elevation environments where you're in the mountains and there's a lot of wind and snow and cold weather. It offers the maximum level of protection. Okay, more features that you might want to consider is you might want room dividers within the tent. You may want a gear loft, which is just a place above like a little net to hang gear and not have it in the floor space where you need to move around. And then a lot of pockets is always welcome, along with the airflow. Just having a lot of pockets to store things like flashlights and so on. And additionally, you may want even a gear loft, which is like a net that's in the roof of the tent and is great just for storing things out of your way. Okay, once you have a tent model in mind, you'll want to research online this specific tent and certain factors that you want to take into consideration before you go out and buy the tent. Now, some of these factors are the ease of setup. The ease of setup is probably one of the most important factors to me. You just want to, a lot of times you're arriving late to a campsite and you just want to get the tent set up as quick as possible, and also tearing it down is almost the same. You want to just get it done quick, and for me, I've always found that easy tents to set up are always my first choice. You also want to research durability. You don't want your tent seams to be breaking every time you're going camping. You can repair them, but you want to research if it's well crafted materials, if the seams are going to hold together, holes aren't going to appear, and you'll have leaks with the rain and things like that. So durability is an important factor to research. You may even want to find out which stores allow you to set up the tent before you buy it. Some have them set up on display in the store, so it's nice just to check out the tent. Some have even many models that you can check out before you buy the tent, so that also might be another bit of research that you might want to do. Okay, I hope this video is helpful to you. If it was, click the subscribe button for more videos like this, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.